Hi everyone, this is day 10 of my 90-day challenge, and today I'm going to talk on a very important belief that we have. It's a file which is a non-supportive file, and the file which is the non-supportive file is you feel that life happens to me. Now, if you start feeling that life happens to me, it's a disempowering belief because you are choosing to be just one passive part and saying that circumstances are stronger than my own self. The other way of looking at it, the positive supportive file to use is to say, I create my life. Okay. Now, when you say I create my life, you're taking charge of your life, whereas when you say life happens to me, you're taking the mentality of a victim. Now, a victim displays three characteristics, three behaviors. Victims follow three common patterns. First pattern they use is pattern of blaming. They blame circumstances beyond themselves for their lack of success. They could blame the economy, they could blame the government, they could blame the system, they could blame their family, they could blame the type of business that they are in, they could blame their spouse, and most importantly, almost everyone blames their parents. The second behavior which they exhibit is of justifying. They say, for me success is not important, or they say money is not important. Now, when something is not important to you, why will you focus on getting that? They have to realize that victims need to realize that if we keep focusing on something that we don't want, we'll never get it. When we say that we don't want it, it's not important to us. Why would you like to have something that you don't want? Would you feel is not important? The third characteristic which they exhibit is called complaining. Now we have to understand one thing. There is a universal law which says, there's a very powerful universal law which says, whatever we focus on expands. Now, if you keep focusing on things which are not good, which are around you, that means when we keep on complaining, we keep on looking at things which we are not happy with, what we are frustrated with. Whatever we focus on will expand. So, whatever, if we keep focusing on and talking about the things that we don't like, things that are not going well in our life, what will happen is that it will expand. You'll get more of it. So, if you, the more you focus on something you don't want, the more you'll get of that same thing. Okay, so now how can we break these patterns? The first way to break this pattern of blaming, justifying and complaining is a very simple technique. Every time you have any kind of thought, not even you say it, before saying it you will start thinking about it. The moment you start thinking about any justifying, blaming, complaining, what you do is you take a finger and just do action around your throat. Now, it may look very crude, it may look very horrible, but that's what you're doing every time you're justifying, blaming, complaining. Take charge of your life for at least for the next 7 days. Every time this kind of thought comes to you, a negative thought like blaming, justifying, complaining, remember that this is equivalent to slitting your financial success. The second action which I want you to do to take charge of your life is you start doing a daily ritual. It won't take more than 5 minutes. I've done it for more than 6 months daily, and I really felt very empowered on doing it. So you answer these two questions at the end of each day. What happened well today, and what was my role in creating that? What didn't go well today, and what was my role? Now you may sometimes tend to say that it didn't go well because XYZ didn't behave in this way, or circumstances didn't behave in this way, but what was your role in that, in creating that circumstance, or in making that situation worse? What could you have done different? When you start doing this, your thought patterns change and you start feeling more and more in control of your life. That's the first step needed to be able to take charge of your life and to take charge of your success. Thank you. Bye bye. Yeah. See you tomorrow.